what? Team Texas.
Team Texas.
Who's going number 1, so you get a little extra credit for going number 1, because that's always scary and unknown. Oh, you can never be sure about those volunteer things. All right, so
You were short, I remember.
is Ashley up there? Ashley, what role are you playing?
User.
So Ashley's the user. Okay. Alex,
Yes.
what role are you playing, sir?
I did the tasks and the iteration.
Task and iteration. Fantastic. Randy,
The guy that's the intermediary.
you're what?
The intermediary, the guy that talks between the students.
Well, they're all
User scribe, I guess.
user scribe. Okay, user scribe. That's fantastic. Ben,
The tester.
tester. And Robert, were you able to get? Were you able to get in touch with Robert?
Tried.
And what happened? Did you what? Send him an email? Did you call
Oh
him?
yeah, we sent an email.
And did you call him?
No access to cell phones.
He never shows up to class.
He never shows up at the, well, he did. He did for a while. He's been doing not so well lately, admittedly. Okay, you know, death happens and stuff like that. Okay, so you say that you attempted to get in touch with Robert and you were not successful, and Robert did not reach out to you.
Just got back to us last night.
Is that true? What? Fantastic. So you have had communication with Robert. And what did Robert say last night?
How can I help?
That's good. That's good. Did you mention coming to class would be a big assistance?
By that time we were all like undone. So
Yeah.
All right. So no Robert. That's what we needed to know. Fantastic. Okay, so ching, 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 ching. We got our roles taken care of. All right. We're eager to know more about how you solve problems for pizza organizations. Please take it away. Should we, now we can do this a lot of different ways. Maybe the best thing to do would be to start with the user. Because ultimately user's in charge of everything. Maybe the user can describe to us, why don't you describe to us the scenario, because not everybody understands what scenario you're presented with.
We can do that with the first.
Whatever works best for you guys.
Bang.
Okay, so Pie in the Sky is a pizza store located in Texas. It was featured in a food channel show called Where's My Pizza? So kind of like one of those shows that presents like up and coming food stores and puts them out there for everyone. So once you're featured on show, obviously you're gonna have an uprising in customers, so the business is gonna go up pretty fast. Okay, so this pizza shop or store provides 2 different things. It provides pizzas and breadsticks. The pizzas come in 3 different sizes. With breadsticks, they have a lot of different flavors that you can choose for them. Instead of changing the options with a big store to provide different things for more customers, we want to optimize our business so we're more efficient with the growing size of customers. And we're very customer service based, so we want to provide anything that will make it easier for customers as well to order with a higher growing business.
Oh, is that me? My bad. Alright, so we went through and I asked her or them what they wanted, and it came down to 3 basic things. They want a way to track the order, they want a way to order, or just one I had written down.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yep, check screens are updated. Alright, they want to be able to order it online, they want to be able to manage it at the store, and they want to be able to manage it in a way that's order specific, so if it came in via the phone, online, in-store, and or drive-through. They want to be able to manage each one, and then they want to also be able to put a timer on each specific set of orders, so that they would know when and what time they can expect each one to be done. They also want, or at least the last thing they wanted was a way to produce more pepperoni and cheese pizzas, because that is their best seller. They always have them on hand. So they want to be able to know when they're below a certain limit, and then they will start replenishing that. Oh yeah, and the biggest thing that they have the issue with is tracking the order. They tend to lose it, so they want a way to track it also within each category and then all together as a whole. Alright, so the payment options are cash, credit, and check. They need a way online to do that and choose your payment method and choose your toppings and all the fun stuff like that. They need a way to enter that in as a system at the store level for all three, so on the phone, drive in, and pick up. So they essentially need one system that can do it all through 4 different mediums. And they want to be able to follow it up with a survey. So most likely they want to do email. They're open to others, but they want to do email because it's the simplest way to do it. And the follow up just needs to be automated. So once they order, they need to be able to send it a day later.
So, quick question. Are they gonna be able to like search for this through a database? Is that what they plan on having to do?
Yeah.
So then, how are they gonna search? Is it gonna just be on their computer alone? Like one specific computers?
What do you mean?
Like, how do I put it? Sorry, I just can't explain stuff well. Do they want to do like client side, or are they gonna save it on like a cloud server?
Cloud
Yeah.
server. It would be the best on cloud server because then they can access it from many times. So you don't have to have it on one computer in the main area. You can have it on 2 or 3, and have one in the back, and have the other guy get up front, putting it in.
Doctor, doesn't that make it less secure if it's a cloud-based server? Or
No, not necessarily. And once again, you have issues, obviously, if it's cloud-based. There's no problem with that. But it just means you have to secure access to the cloud. You have to secure it while it's in the cloud, and you have to secure when you're getting it out of the cloud. There's other design considerations. There's no problems with that whatsoever. You just have to build the security into it. Follow-up survey. Who are you going to survey?
The people who ordered. And
Everybody who orders a pizza.
No, just online.
Just online. Okay. All right. Just want to be clear on that one.
Okay.
Whoa.
Alright, so once Randy met with our user, I got to go with him and
You're the user, right? Who's the user? You're the. Okay. I'm sorry. Just trying to keep my. Okay. It's good.
So after getting to go with Randy, we laid down all the different requirements that she wanted for her pizza store. Now, I took her very detailed requirements and I broke them down into what I put them down on note cards. I wrote, alright, this is how I would expect to break each requirement down into this task, like how many different parts would it take. So then after I finished that, I presented her with all my note cards and we discussed together how many days approximately each one should take, or like how long of a deadline she's giving me to finish these. So based on that, we completed this. So like the pizza, so we had the sizes, so we broke that down, and then I broke the pizza also down into the different types of toppings you get. So you can get your different cheeses, 1,000 different types, the sauces, the meats, the veggies, and the payments. There's 3 different methods, so I broke that down to 3 different ways, the cash, the credit, and the check. And then the follow-up survey, I figured that could be its own in a whole. Didn't break that down too much. The breadsticks, it's only broken down by like size, and it only has different flavors. So like there wasn't as much like detail into it as like the pizza would take. So I figured that would take less days. And then the ID system, there's 4 different methods of ordering or getting your food. So I broke that down to the walk-in, online, drive-through, and the phone. And then the inventory check, I broke it down to like, we got cheese pizzas, pepperoni, and then its own, we had, when the inventory gets down to 2 pies, we're gonna have a way for like a system to like send notification to us, or the bakers, I guess, whoever needs pies, I guess you could say. And then it's an automatic notification saying, hey, we need 10 more right now. So that's how we broke that down. Alright, so then we figured she gave us 90 days. She wants us done fast. Like, need these pizzas going out like that. Okay, everything's bigger in Texas. So for iteration day 1, she decided pizza. We are high in the sky. We need a pizza number 1. So that's why that was number 1 in iteration 1. And then payment. You're not gonna have a business and you can't pay. So we figured that was the second most important thing. So we put that in iteration 1. Iteration 2, we figured, alright, well, we can't track our stuff, and that's gonna be useless. We're just gonna be where we are. So we figured that was a bigger point to put in for iteration number 2. And a follow-up survey, we figured would be a bigger aspect showing that to our customers, like, hey, like, we need your feedback, this will help us grow, this will help us change, you know, what do we need to do better, and at the same time, you're gonna get 20% off on your next pizza, so that would be a sweet deal. Iteration 3, you know, we figured we put in the inventory checking and timing, and then the breadsticks, obviously, you know, everyone likes when breadsticks are theirs, but compared to the other tasks and requirements, it was lesser on her board. She figured, hey, you know, if we're pie in the sky, we ain't pie and breadsticks in the sky. So we figured that would be like one of the lesser qualities of it.
So your user said that a survey was more important than selling breadsticks.
Awesome.
Really? Alright. You're not making any money off the survey, right? Or you make money off the breadsticks?
Well, I mean,
People like the breadsticks, I'm just saying.
Well, how are you supposed to know that unless you do a survey?
Well, because you'd sell it, right?
Before?
What's that?
Have you run a pizza shop before?
No, but I bought a lot of breadsticks.
No, I run a breadstick store.
But
He
you
said
can
surveys are important.
You can look at like sales and marketing, how they do it, because if you give somebody a coupon, their tendency is to buy more because it's cheaper,
Is that true?
making it a little more expensive.
Okay. Alright.
And I got the really fun job of trying to break the system. So as the tester, my sole responsibility was to look through all the tasks that we already had and see how can we make sure that the code we're actually eventually going to make, hypothetically going to make, does actually do these things. So for iteration 1 on the ordered pizzas, I mean, number 1, I need to order as many different pizzas as possible. So any possible combinations, sizes, all that good stuff. I have to make sure that the system will actually take those inputs. And then payment choices. So I don't know when the last time anyone paid with a check was, especially at a pizza store, and I'm not sure how you do that online, scan a check or something. But that's something that we're offering. We're saying cash, check, or credit card. So I need to be able to make sure that I can give all these things to my user at this point and say, okay, I want your pizza, take my money. Iteration 2, so for the IP system, we could really check that by seeing where the pizzas went. That was their number one concern was, you know, they had so many pizzas going all over the place. How do I know that this is the one that's supposed to go to the drive-thru and not to the online guy? So just making sure that there's actually an ID associated with each pizza and that is set up to go to the right section. And then the survey, is it sent out? And then almost just as important, is it coming back? Because if I'm sending out a ton of surveys and I'm not getting any back, there might be a system error. We might not be filling it out properly, and then I'm just thinking it like, oh, no one's actually doing my survey, I guess nobody wants 20% off their pizza. So instead, that was one of the big tests as well. And then for iteration 3, I mean, a real-time testing of this would be, all right, we've just run out of cheese and pepperoni pizzas, which is not good, that's your most popular choice, but we want to make sure that when we do put down to 2, we're telling the bakers to put another 10 in, so that's a really big test we've got. And then for the breadsticks, we just want to make sure that I've got all the sizes that I want and the variety of flavors. I've never heard of inclusion breadstick, but it sounds good to me. And then the end result, you know, we're delivering this product, we're delivering this code. So, you know, the problem was the pizzas were too good. So many people were coming to get our pizzas, we just couldn't handle it. Well, Pie and Sky couldn't. So instead of lowering quality, like, okay, we can deal with it, we'll just have to make everybody wait 30 minutes for the pizza. We wanted to make sure that we could update to that, meet the requirements. So we streamlined the process for them. We wanted to make sure customer satisfaction was being met, and then everyone got their pizza quickly. So smiley faces all around.
Do we have questions for our budding pizza makers? Questions? Oh, no one.
You said on your classes you wanted it all done in like 9 days, you said?
90.
Oh, okay.
We're good, but not that good.
Yeah. So it appears that she did a lot of inside testing, like developer testing. Did you you would like look into the code and that kind of thing, or did you and you like?
Since we didn't physically make the code,
Right.
it's kind of hard to look into it and do specific tests for that.
Right.
It was more general based testing.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was on our side.
Yeah. So you wouldn't want to you didn't like send it out and see how it worked and everything like that, or
No.
was there an option for an app? Because, you know, smartphones nowadays.
There wasn't, just online.
They're still paying checks.
Texas.
Maybe.
Since it's bigger, apps are needed, or it's quicker, no ordering, all that.
Did you account for your velocity in third day iterations?
So originally, I had days planned out. Originally, I thought figured it would take at least 120 days, but you know, even though how great my team is, upper echelon programming, yeah, account for, you know, like laziness. You know, Texas, that's a big state. You know how long to drive. You gotta have a hotel nearby your house. You gotta drive. You got Texas traffic. Come on, man. So we gotta account for that. It's a lot of lost days. You know, Easter is like a week back. That's a couple lost days. So you gotta account for all that.
Questions? Is that it?
I think that's right.
Round of applause. Good job, guys. Let's see, here, hang on a second here. Who are we dealing with here? This is team what?
New York.
Team New York.
Whoa, that ain't right.
Okay? Irondi, what is your role in this?
I am the tester.
Tester. Will, what is your role?
User story script?
You're user and user scribe?
No.
Or user, are you user scribe?
User script.
User scribe? Wyatt? You are, whoa, okay, so you got the big role, alright? Kenneth? What's that?
Iterations.
Iterations. And Carter? That's right. Fantastic. Take it away, guys.
Okay. So, we are creamy, well, I am creamy Chris Taylor, and I am planning for world domination. And we'll show you how.
So the upper, just out of curiosity, upper right-hand corner, what am I looking at?
Kale donut with, I believe, that is, I can't remember what.
Oh, it is kale donuts, isn't it? Oh dear God.
It's a donut made with kale.
Okay.
I really did not know that was a thing.
And
like the worst
that's how we work on it.
Fantastic. Okay, this is exciting stuff, because they're both round.
So, for our story, it's, my company, we're just up and coming, and we do want to kind of full foundation, but we had some basic needs first. We wanted to have and make sure we had an X amount of kale at any given time, and we also wanted to make sure we had a little bit less within the process going through being made, and it's just we've got tons of donuts we want to get at, and we want different flavors. We want to track all of those flavors of kale donuts. Like if we wanted to do the Boston cream kale donut, we wanted to track how many of those we had, and how many we were selling, and which ones were being sold, where and when. Continue. So, yeah, actually, there we go. So, here's this. It's as the user, I gave this company all of the requirements that I wanted, and I figured it was going to be easy enough, and that it'd be too easy to do this just based off of what you gave us, so I took it further. And it did become difficult to be the user, because there was a point where it's just like, so what do I need to do to actually get this far? And that's when the whole questioning part that Dr. Anderson so apparently talked about in the software development program and stuff, that the user scribe actually filled in with and started asking questions about, and then it took it further to getting all of the detailed stuff that we needed. So, and it's also, it did change my mind a lot, and I didn't think that was going to happen, but it did, and it was really funny. And now on to the story of if I was really the user. So I gave my requirements to the company, and I figured, why not hire them? They seem like a good company. It's awesome. So I gave him all the details that I thought I needed. He asked me questions, got more details,
And then I didn't really want to have to explain the whole world domination part, but I had to because they're my programmers. If I want the program to run right, I have to have them in on it. And so I'm paying them not to tell anybody. And I'm going to create a contract at the end of the program being made. You guys can't tell anybody. And if it's all good, I'm going to keep you. So,
You realize I get spam messages that have exactly that content in them, right? You know, just where it's, okay, go on, please.
so as I said, if it all goes well using the company, then I'm going to keep them and expand further outside of the market of just pretty much kale vegetable donuts and try to completely take over the world because why not? This is a monopoly I'm running here.
So how did you guys do in keeping and roping him in? Was that a little bit of a challenge as far as the whole teaming thing goes, or did he just sort of go off by himself? on this?
We got together, but my part's up next, and I'll show you how my experience was with the whole thing.
Okay, thank you. I'm excited to see how that goes.
So, I was a user story scribe, and I had a lot of concerns right off the bat.
Right.
But our user obviously had no concept of how long software takes to develop. So he kind of the way that he was requesting things was almost like he thought of it as magic. Like it would suddenly appear just because he had the thought in his mind of what it would be. So he obviously had no concept because he gave us a very, very long list of requirements. Although he did give us a very relaxed deadline, which was Halloween for some reason. But yeah, I had, right off the bat, I had ethical concerns. You can see in our, in this bit, or this is our, this is what I contributed to the part of the project. You can see down here where he's asking for payment methods.
Okay, well that's flexible.
There's normal stuff, there's cash, credit card, traveler's check, Bitcoin, human souls, paraphernalia, and 24 karat gold. I'm not sure what he's going for here, but it's starting to get a little off the beaten path of a normal customer. And you go to the next one. I had other concerns, like he wanted tracking chips implanted in his donuts to make sure employees weren't stealing them. Then I think I had the rest of this highlighted. He wanted a charity set up after each purchase, and that charity was going actually to his bank account. But yeah, so he is giving us a lot of money, and it's a good job that we've taken up. So we've decided to, even though it's against our ethical concerns and the vision of this company, we are going along with his requests and are trying to satisfy them as much as we can, despite the great length of all the software he needed. As you can see also, like I was mentioning earlier, he doesn't have very much of a concept of how difficult the software is.
Social security number for donuts?
Yeah, there's that. That was another one. But he wants a game, a video game for his Kale donuts, or Kale video games that he plans on, or his Kale phones that he plans on releasing in the future. He wants it to run exclusively on that. So, yeah, we had to fit that somewhere in there. Oh, good.
What's the exchange rate for human soul?
Yeah, that's one of our issues that we had to come up with. We weren't quite sure about that. But next.
So it was this test, right? I had to collaborate with Will, and my job was basically to organize and categorize the specific tasks that he got from the user. I broke down the user stories into sub-bullets to make it easier for the programmer, and something that was very difficult was to get down to the root of the user story. And it made me think of the sandwich scenario that we talked about in class. It's not just about making the sandwich, it's about getting all the supplies that you need, opening up the bread, putting mayonnaise on it, ham, lettuce, and finally delivering it. but something that was very easy was to organize all of the user stories, all of the tasks, because Will had already wrote them down into iterations, so I just had to break it down even further, and it was really easy to organize it.
And I'll note that was iterations based off of the customer's request, not anything that I input.
There are like 4 examples that I'll use to show the changes that I made. The first one is, or the first one was that Will wrote, if Will and Kel send over then what needs to be picked up from the factory, and I broke it down into if there's 15 pounds of Kel in stock, a warning notification should appear, another notification should appear advising to reorder more Kel from the factory. The second example was, well, he wrote down software needs to choose the best combo, price, and fastest delivery. I broke it down into software should manipulate lists to recompense the price and the delivery time from 3 suppliers. An automatic purchase should be made by the software for the lowest price and lowest time frame delivery. In the event where the warehouses have the same price and delivery time, it should be divided. The amount of Kel that needs to be purchased should be divided, and it should be ordered, yes.
Was there a priority between lowest price and lowest time frame? Like, were you more concerned with getting it faster or more concerned with getting it cheaper?
It was a combination of both, is what the customer described to me. He said that it just needs to be, he doesn't have a particular preference for either or, but a combo of the two.
So if it was automatic and one had a really cheap kale but extremely long delivery time, one had a short delivery time but extremely expensive kale, like how is the program choose?
The program would choose based off of how much kale we had in stock at the time. So it determined what the need would be, or which would be the greater need. So if, I guess if purchases were low that month, it would go for cheaper price. Or if we were like already like 8 pounds, or we were already below our limit, then it would choose speed.
And the very top was what the user story was. It kind of meshed everything together, and what I did was just broke it down into an easier way to read it. So instead of saying track how much Kel is being used in each step, track to be sure that one Kel is being processed, tracked, track. I put track the following at every step, and then listed all of what needed to be tracked.
So I see some notes of cookies. Amount of each type of notify whenever a millionth cookie is sold, and the software should automatically add this cookie type to the system. Are we talking cookies? Are we talking donuts?
You see cookies.
See on the very bottom line. Was that just we're cool with that. We got no problem with that. I just want to make sure I hadn't missed something there. Okay, that's fine.
For world domination.
You copied this from somebody who did it for cookies, right? No. Go on.
We were hungry when we were here. And the last example was wrapped or by the user story of track the amount of cookies each employee scales. So I broke it down into we need to have tracking chips, we need to use a GPS system, we need to input the chip into the donuts, track the last employee that handled the donuts, and make a list of all the employees and the amount of donuts that were sold. That was my talk.
Alright, I was the iteration planner, so I took all the tasks from the task scribe and I condensed them into separate iterations based on our users' importance of each of the different tasks. So ideally, after all the iterations are done, the results workable product that the customer will be happy with. As you can see, the first iteration is very large. I thought there were some superfluous things like buying donuts with a human soul. I thought that could be worked out later, but it was absolutely necessary according to our user. And there were a few of those in there. But all of this basically is mechanics for having restocking the kale, making sure we have all that available, shipping out new kale when we're running low, making sure our donut supply is kind of always there. So kind of the bare necessities of our code. Second and third iterations are more extra functionality on top of that. So this is actually tracking the customers, and each person who doesn't have a kale donut that they purchase, I guess we are supposed to steal their identity and supply that information to our user or whatever he wants to do with it. Our third iteration encrypts everything basically by adding 5 to everything and then subtracting 9,000. And then if it's above 9, keep 9, but make sure.
The customer is very specific about what they wanted.
He was very specific on how we were supposed to encrypt this. It's a little confusing, but we want everything to be very, very, very secure. And then also adding these charities that would give them a discount. Super ticket them up. The last iteration, the fourth iteration, was the finishing touches, which was the tracking of the donuts in case employees were to steal the donuts. The tracking chips would be able to rat out whoever stole the donuts. And also a kale donut video game. And then also for every 900 customer that walks in, the crispy kale, creamy crisp theme song will be playing.
Oh.
So that's
Okay, as of
Wait, we have a question?
I'm not sure if it was mentioned before, but did the user give y'all a certain time frame that all of this needs to be done in?
all of it had to be done by Halloween this year.
So that's what, like,
So as far as like the
oh,
iteration
6 months? 6 months-ish? Okay, all right.
as far as the iteration goes, did you like space out like how much time each iteration needed to be?
Yeah, I didn't have any information about how long each of the things would take, so I just put it into iterations. I didn't know how long each of the processes would take.
I will mention that we did have a schedule for each iteration to be around 20 days, which was including velocity. Although the final projected finishing date, now that I think about it, did not include velocity. But that was July 7th. And so if you added on 10 days for every month, it would have been finished sometime around August, I believe. So we did have a schedule based on, or for every iteration.
Okay, as the tester, I thought testing should be done after each iteration because I feel it's better than compared with something like testing after the whole thing is done. Because if you do it at the end, you have to go back to the code and you're like, oh, what did I do here? I forgot or something, you know? So I took the tasks from the iterations and I listed them in order of importance of what I think should be tested first. So at the end of iteration 1, I said the test code for to calculate how the current supply of kale, because if we're making donuts, we need supplies first. If the kale supply is low, more should be ordered. Purchase of free supply should be from the cheapest or fastest, from the cheapest or fastest suppliers. Customer payment should be primarily through card, cash and check, you can add souls and stuff. Donut types should include the flavors we listed before, not just the non-kale. Successful donut process tracking and addition of other donut flavors in case our customers want some fancy flavor. At the end of iteration 2, I decided to test code for the collection of consumer data, primarily name, card number, etc. You don't really need social security or donut, but hey, accurate listing for the no-kale customers. If someone surprisingly doesn't want kale donuts, oh no, we have a no-kale list. Amount of donuts that each customer orders to see who's our favorite. And software surveys to improve our business. At the end of iteration 3, test code for encryption of all data because safety is important. Charities was to have customer pay for half the pay profits go to your bank account. Use the customer info to determine cities that purchase the most donuts to see where we should focus our resources most. And at the end of iteration 4, test code for tracking donuts to see if they're delivered. And every 900 customers use a theme song, which is working on that, so it's really nice theme song. And the kale video game, which will be like the best game ever. Yeah, that's it.
Any questions? Questions?
So I noticed that you were ordering the kale from a factory. So one of my big questions then is, what makes your kale different from Soylent Green?
Well, actually the factory is not, it's not ordered from a factory per se, it's ordering, our factory is where we house the kale. And so we have like an on-site kale source.
So that is
So we order from the factory or the warehouse, and then we order from whatever, like whoever sells kale.
Did you also work out a way to store the human souls?
That's standing up done.
Part of the user magic.
You guys, oh, I got it first. Do you guys have any other options besides cookies?
We don't have cookies. That was just a typo.
Okay, donuts, basically the same thing, okay. Do you have anything else?
Well, yeah, the way our story went was that to expand the business model, the customer wanted to add kale-based donuts to every flavor that we had. So we are, like, his business is a regular donut shop, but it's just with this order that he wants is to add the ability to have kale at times.
So you wouldn't say that Soylent Green, kale is people.
I wouldn't say that. Like that's all him. I didn't make this decision. I think it's bad. In the long run, I guess he's making more money based off of his, unethical business practices. But
so, is there a way in case the kale donuts surprisingly don't sell, you can know how long they've been on the shelf or if they've gone bad?
The kale is only fresh for 2 days, besides the fresh for 2 days after being cut and sent out. So that's why it was the whole fastest delivery and cheapest, depending on which one it was needed. But after the cooking process, I don't know how many people actually tested to see how long kale donuts actually last.
But a program does cut down how long we kept it up.
any other questions?
Going once? Oh, yes.
How would you accept human souls? Surprisingly, the same.
Because I'm a soulless ginger.
Other questions?
Do you have a bit of a theme song?
I do not work that yeah, but I will send that to them sometime within the iterations.
Yeah, it's not us, we're just our coders.
Get
It'll make
profit.
it easier.
So the development team has, clearly expressed some concerns about working with this business partner. At what point in time did you make the conscious choice to stay involved with this project?
Well, I got 2 children back home I need to feed.
So, would you feed them kale donuts? That's the real question.
No.
Oh.
But money is money, you know? I mean,
But you don't necessarily get money, you also get souls.
however he wants to pay us, as long as it's, exchangeable at bank.
Is he paying you well, I guess, is the real question. He said he was paying you for your secrecy already.
Yeah, he's giving us a lofty bonus because of that.
All right, that's good enough, guys. Have a seat. Congratulations, very good job. So it's interesting. That was actually a pretty good example of a crazy customer, right? All right, so let's take a look here. This is Team California. Excellent, that's fantastic, that's wonderful. Team California is 3, gotcha. Ross, what role will you be playing?
Task scribe.
Task scribe, excellent. Edwin?
Iteration planner.
Iteration planning. Dalton?
User, scribe, and tester.
User, scribe, and tester. Okay, user, scribe, and tester. Javier?
User.
User. And Kenneth Edmund?
He's never been.
You reached out to him.
Yeah,
Did he ever get back in touch with you?
he did.
Oh, excellent, that's
He
good.
said he was going to help us, but then the day of, he said he had work, so he never showed
So he just failed. All right, so he just did not show. Cool, that's what we need to know. Gentlemen, fantastic, take it away.
Okay. We are a driving school based in California, or we will be. As a user, I'm the consumer, I'm the customer. I walked in California and the first thing I thought was, God, these people cannot drive. So we have to create a driving school. So I reached out to a software development firm, and the first thing I asked them was, can we build a technology school, or a technological based driving school? Because in a normal driving school, this is my pitch, was in a normal driving school, you walk in, the first thing they do is they assign you to an instructor and they say, this is the instructor, he's the one that's going to teach you how to drive, and basically they just kind of feed you to the wolves. There's a lot of inherent problems in this, so when I talked to them, and what I decided that I wanted in our driving school, was that we needed to have some sort of organization here. Different people will be going to the driving school for different reasons. So I wanted that, basically organization based on the person that goes to the driving school. They have a subcategory. Along with that, I wanted it to be a lot of documentation. So when you're finished making progress on braking, then that's logged. When you finish on turning or steering, that's logged. And then we just basically went on to that. When we finished with the driving school, I wanted to reach out. Department of Defense, a lot of times you get a ticket and you have to go back to driving school. That's different than going to driving school for the first time. So I kind of noted that. It's not the same thing because one is the Department of Transportation, the other one is strictly Department of Defense and Department of Transportation. Let the developers know, and then they build upon that sort of architecture.
Alright, I'm the user story scribe, and I met up with our user here, and he told me what he wanted within his tier program, and I carefully took notes because as a user story scribe, my task is to listen to what user wants and translate the demands of the user story for our tier programmers to work out. After demands have turned into user stories, they were evaluated and then broken down further. And from what I got from our user here, we determined the following: that he wants his website that I think be able to take the student info, which includes name, driver license, tag number, type of car, type of ticket, and the ticket ID, and the reason for ticket, whether it be reason for driving without a license, not stopping at the stop sign, and speeding tickets, and also wants to know which executive courts are required to take a visit, because
Each ticket demands different requirements. One demands 4 videos and 2 tests. One demands 2 videos, one demands 1 video, each with their own one single test. Also wants to keep track of how much progress each each student has. They can stop and go as much as they want. Each student can just pick it up whenever. Also wants to create a certificate for when they pass. They get a right certificate for whatever test, whatever course they took, and it wants it to email the certificate to the state.
Before we move on, it's important to note, initially, I thought it was driving school as just going and sitting down and driving, but I changed my mind later on, so I thought maybe if you only need kind of information for like stop signs and stuff, you need to take an online course for that. You can have it more like an online base, and then the physical sitting down and driving course would be more for people that are just learning to drive. So from when I just talked to him, and from when we basically sat down and created the user stories, and I changed my mind multiple times. So it's important to know that the user constantly changes their mind. Along with that, you can either choose to ignore the user and continue with your planning, or you can change your planning around that. But you have to be very careful. If you do it too often, you don't get a lot of work done. If you don't do it enough, you could be creating the wrong code, and you wouldn't be able to implement the online as well as the physical part of the
I was the task scribe and I would talk to a user story scribe, took all the things they wanted, broke them down into simple tasks, gave them how long it'll take to do, how fast they need to be done, their priority, how important is it that gets done. If we run out of time or if something goes wrong, can we ignore it or does it have to be done first? Then I helped talk to the iteration planner, and I helped him work out a schedule. We had so many.
Go one more. I don't know why it's
we had all the different tasks to collect all the information, figure out what course they're doing, keep the progress, and then dealing with the certificate, both to create it and send it to the state for the receipt.
It's important to note here, this is very broken down. It might look like the little bulleted points that we put earlier. What I wanted was very in-depth and a lot more than was necessary. But in the technical term, the task scribe, they don't care about the small details. They just want to know what needs to be done, which is what he's doing right now.
So, as the iteration planner, I have to meet with the task scribe, take all his tasks and prioritize them into separate iterations. And basically it's a schedule where you take his task and we basically make them into achievements that we want our program to meet by this deadline. Go to the next slide. So each iteration approximately is about a month, 30 days, give or take. But with our actual velocity, which we got down here, we took our 80 days, multiplied it by our velocity of 0.75, and got that. Out of those 30 days, only 22 days we're actually going to work on the program for each iteration. And the way I did it was his 5 tasks that were on the other slide, I put them together based on things that are similar. So go to the next slide. The first iteration, I basically said, the way I prioritized it, it came out easier to do it based on chronologically how the customer would use the program. Because the first thing they need is all the information put into the system as well as the reason for the ticket. Without that, they can't even do any of the course programs or the materials that are needed for that ticket. Second thing was actually the different course programs and the materials as well as keeping up with how far they get in each program that they're in. And the last thing was actually completing the course and sending the certificate to the state. And at the end of each iteration, the tester would be able to come up and test out each specific thing that was needed for that iteration.
Alright, and I'm also a tester, ironically. building. So as a tester, I know the iteration planner, and my job is to simply test after each iteration, make sure everything is functioning properly in order of importance within the iteration. And also, it was to test each aspect of the program, see if they meet specifications of the customer, because if the customer's not pleased, what's the point of doing this? So that's getting paid, of course.
Again, the iteration planner, not a lot of groups really touched up on this. We didn't touch up on it either, but I will just slightly. Not only does the iteration planner work on the iterations, but he'll create a burn down chart, or he can create a burn down chart to speak to the individual developers who do that. So he's basically like the middleman. He translates the user stories and the tasks that the planners have made, and he basically tells the developers, all right, this is what we need to be working on, this is what we need to be testing, this is what each individual person needs to be working on. So think of him more like a translator, and not just somebody focusing on iterations.
Alright, so first off, I organize each of the iterations into 3 categories: student info, course progress, and then finalization/certification. So first off, in the student/info, the first important thing is to make sure simply that the information can be inputted into the software, if it's online that is, and then that's obviously the highest information that's needed to go to every other part of the website. And then from there, if there's time, the next part of importance is with the type of ticket selected, it gives the right amount of videos and the right number of tests, because each ticket requires different requirements. And then last, if there's time, if it's possible to add error messages, obviously make sure that invalid inputs give error messages so people can't just type whatsoever. Like for example, for a license number or ticket ID, if it doesn't match up, it gives you an error message saying this does not match the specific item. Alright, for course progress, there's only one thing that really needs to be tested, and is it simply to track to see if the program actually tracks your progress. And that was pretty much tested just by starting something completely 1 video out of the 4 for the speeding ticket violation, for example. And then if it doesn't like save, and you get to go from the beginning, it's obviously wrong, so you have to go back and make sure it's fixed. And for finalization/certification, the 2 more important things were print out the right certificate. So if you do the training, get the wrong certificate, something went wrong, and it's able to send emails say with the correct student number, correct student, correct certificate number, and also able to say when the training was specifically completed. And then, if also possible, if this goes last, but if it's able to be done, it stores a reply email from the state with the specified student's within the specified student's permanent record, because that from the rubric, it's also said that it wants to be stored within the permanent record of the student once everything's all said and done. And that's about it.
Excellent, very good. Do we have questions for our team?
I was wondering, the scenario, did it tell you specifically to focus on an internet-based course, or is that a
The scenario was an overall, like, you wanted to email certificates and stuff, like, use electronics, but it wasn't necessarily only, but I decided that a lot of people going there would not be only first-time drivers, so.
Okay. So then, what was the decision to say, like, you said California driver, horrendous, which is true, but why, how do you feel like the internet choice would affect that, like, instead of actually practicing with a vehicle that you're
I feel like the internet would give you, the internet would be more for the people that they know how to drive, they've been driving, they just got traffic violations, or they got tickets, so they give you a reminder of the laws really, not so much the actual practicality.
Charging people for this, right? Maybe so Florida, I don't know what others do.
I was,
Online testing, you can actually start.
but again, that's not really important, because the payment options are in the new, and typical driving schools. What we focused on was how to differentiate our driving school from different. So we started with the basic driving school, right? And then I reached out to them on what I needed added to the driving school. So it's like kind of translating new code with existing code. So with the existing driving school, then adding onto that infrastructure new code at all.
When you turn the user requirements into the tasks, it seemed like each task was like very vague, like the time given was very vague. Is there like some way that you can maybe play
second part of it, it had the amount of time that it took, go back to that slide. It had the priority and the amount of days that it took to finish each task.
Some of these you can't really break down, like collect information, it's very hard to break that down, without getting really repetitive.
Part of the problem there too was the way that I asked for the user stories. If the user asks you for very like very broad, kind of generalized user stories, you're gonna have typically generally broad tasks. But if you ask you very in-depth and specific user stories, then and your requirements in the task then will be a little bit more specific. So that was kind of my fault. But again, as a user, I didn't typically know in depth what I wanted. I just knew I wanted a few things done. Anybody else?
Questions? All right, let's make it good, guys. Once again, very good job, guys.